a sandwich.
Uh-oh.
Excuse
This
me.
is not live. This is
Waldorf eating a sandwich.
yeah. It's not public on YouTube, so that's next week.
Okay.
This is just for anyone that is part of Patreon that would rather just watch it rather than join in. That's completely understandable. Now my window is open because it's hotter than hell in Indiana right now.
Really?
Yes, it is. It's 80 degrees.
Yeah, which is
It's
weird.
warmer there than it is here.
So I'm waiting on word back from Believe with Gerard informing us that he's just too damn busy, to do this anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. And he got busy. He says he's now too busy in the mornings as well. He was trying to push it. We went a few weeks.
Right.
And I kept saying, if you're available, cool. If not, I understand. And we went like 2 weeks of doing that. And then he's just like, I can't, I'm just too busy right now. So I messaged them and said, hey, let me know. And the guy I send my videos to, who isn't even, the guy in charge of me, he's just the guy in charge, which Joe's still a producer, but he's the video producer and stuff.
Right.
I accidentally sent him the message. I didn't mean to, but he said he says it's all good. He said that he knows for a fact that they're right now in the process of looking for another co-host for me. So,
oh, okay.
I said, if you happen to talk Bob Sanders into joining,
If you get Bob Sanders to be a co-host, I guarantee you, I will be on there every time, every show. And I will send you my Bob Sanders Super Bowl jersey to get him to sign it for me.
I don't know if he'd be into doing something like that or not.
I don't even know what he's doing. I don't even know where he's at or what he's doing.
I don't either. But so I've been going through my dad's stuff. Hey, looky there. Somebody ain't seen in a minute.
Matt.
Matt,
What's going on, Matt? Looks like he's still going through stuff.
There we go. Here, I have to change my.
Your Bluetooth, okay.
Yeah, the Bluetooth. It wants to change back every time. I'm like, I can hear they're talking, but I hear them.
I went through been going through my dad's garage, going through old stuff.
Have you?
And
those times come back, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that with my father.
I'm still having those dreams where you dream about them and you're like, it's a good dream. And then you wake up and
it's gonna
reality.
I can't say it's. I had my grandmothers, and also I've never had my parents. Both my parents, but I've had my thing. All I can say is I don't know. You maybe had your grandparents. It's going to be there, and I know the parents are the worst. I know that I know what's going to happen. I'm getting up there, but all I can say is it's going to hurt for a little while, and that's because you love them. That's all I can tell you.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I didn't dream about my parents very often. But now that they're gone, or he's gone, I'm dreaming about it every other night, maybe every night.
Exactly.
I guess it's because he's up here. He's
up here, man. It's up here. It is. It's I always say you're starting to get up there. You start to think about it sometimes, but get it out of the mind.
But I had a lot of stuff that was still sitting in his garage from my previous house that burnt down because it was all soot covered, and we couldn't have it in our house because my wife was in the house when it burnt down, right? And was barely able to escape, and the smell of the soot was traumatic for her. Right. So it was sitting in his garage, and so I got everything out of that garage.
Okay.
and I've been trying to clean it. And I got a chair that was my great grandmother's wedding present from 1913.
Wow.
What I tell you? What did I tell you?
But it's covered in soot. I've been trying to clean it, and it needs fixed. One of the springs that attaches to hold the seat
it's
up
old.
popped.
It's old, but it's well made. It's old, but it's well made.
But that's the one thing that's bad on it is, I got to fix a spring and I got it. But I plan on, once I get that fixed and cleaned up, that's going to be my chair right here.
That's cool. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Exactly. I know. I have some old things in my great grandfather's cigar box. I used it for a little while, and I said, you know what? I got to put that away because that's my great grandfather's cigar box.
I'm sure you guys have seen the chair that I'm talking about because they've remade these chairs through the years.
Mm-hmm.
It's the high back leather chair with the sides
leather
that come out.
Yeah. Okay, leather
with like on the armrests, it has what are those called?
I can't.
Divots.
My mom could tell you right now. My mom could tell you right now.
Come down the brass. They got like little brass nodules or whatnot that come up.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Like brass rivets, like the little like little rivets on there.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of them brown leather chairs, and
they don't make them like they used to.
No,
they don't. Like I said, that they don't.
She used to sit in that and make quilts, because that's
what
she did. She made quilts her whole life, and that was my thought of her. So I didn't want to get rid of it, even though it was covered in soot and needed a little bit of fix. It also needs reupholstered, but that's expensive. Especially for leather.
Leather's it can be done yourself, but leather is tough.
Mm-hmm. I'm expecting I'm expecting probably $400 or $500 at least to reupholster that.
The funny thing is that if you were to reupholster that thing and clean it up, it would probably last another 100 years.
Yeah.
They don't, that's the way they were made back then.
Yeah.
They were made to last, not like this cheap shit you buy nowadays.
Yep. You're damn right. I got a couch downstairs my dad gave me. I hate giving it away, but the armrest on the couch is completely pulled away from the rest of the freaking couch.
Oh, yeah. It's all crap. It's cheap.
It's all stapled together and shit.
I don't know anything but antiques. That's all I know. That's all my parents did. My parents all grabbed antiques. My grandmother, when she passed away, we got all her, part of her antiques. The third of it that the other part of the family didn't want, got her antiques. So that's all I know. I know about antiques. I know how much they're worth. I know I can look at you and tell you whether they are and what they come from because I've learned from my parents. So that's all I know. How parents' house is full of antiques,
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot, but what I do have, I cherish. So that's all that matters. I keep a little bit of family.
And they might not be worth anything to anybody else, but to you, they're priceless. Yeah. And that's all that matters.
Yep.
My grandfather, he was in World War I. And when he died, he lived to be 98. So he was in World War I, and he gave me a picture.
So it's my grandfather.
Of him and General Douglas MacArthur when Douglas MacArthur was just an enlisted man in World War I, and they used to box together. And I've got a picture of him and Douglas MacArthur in their boxing shorts. Boxing.
All I have is a 1911. All I have is a World War I 1911.
He gave me two big brass, big gun shells from World War I that he picked up in France and brought home. So, and he gave those to me. So,
well, I got something. I'm talking about World War I. So, my great grandma, the one that the chair belongs to, I got that and 3 plates, like collector's plates that she had.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those plates is signed by the 2 people on the plate because her husband, Roscoe, was in World War I. All right. And it was signed by General Dwight D. Eisenhower and his wife.
Ooh, the
There you
president.
Yeah.
But at the
There you
time,
go.
he was the general. You know.
Oh, of course. Oh no, but that could sometimes be better because it was because of the war. It was the war.
Mhm.
Well, see, that's what people told me is like, there's no way in hell I'll ever get rid of that picture. But there, because he was not the General Douglas MacArthur that everybody knows. He was the enlisted man. That's a rare photograph than what you see.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Him signing general is probably less than him signing president. Right. That's why I mean it's a less sign of him signing General Eisenhower than him signing President Eisenhower. So it honestly, a person can come back and tell you that that's probably worth more because he was general and he signed less things. I mean, military documents, yes, but to a person, to a thing, there's less documents going around with that.
But at this point, I don't even care how much it's worth.
Oh, I know. It's family. Hey, I re-blew the 1911. It ain't going nowhere. The next kids that's getting it is the one that's most going to keep it and not sell it.
Yep.
After me, and it's none of my kids. That's why. It's family. It's one of the family kids.
So, but I have been kind of keeping up with what's going on around the NFL, and I watched the press conference from Steichen.
Yeah, I did too.
That dropped, and again, when he answered that question about Lamar Jackson, everybody took it to heart that the Colts were not in on Lamar Jackson. And I'm like, he didn't say that. He said that they're focused on the draft right now, and in-house players.
Right.
He is focused on the rookies because that's part of the draft. He didn't say shit about Chris Ballard and what he's focusing on right now. Obviously they're worried about the draft, but at the same time, they probably, without any question, went out and did their research on Lamar.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, so, and then OBJ just came out and said what he said was taken out of context too, that he wasn't told that Lamar was guaranteed to be there. That's just what he hopes. That he signed with the Ravens.
He signed with the Ravens because the Ravens paid him that much money.
Yeah, $18 million.
That's what I thought of it. That's what I thought because he's not technically going to be with the Ravens, and I think the Ravens are signing OBJ because maybe the quarterback's not coming back.
Well, I think they signed OBJ to hope to persuade Lamar.
There's probably a little bit of that in there. Yep. And so even if he does have to go to his, thing he plays under his, he has the franchise. Thank you. That he will play. That he's got OBJ to play with. So it's a little bit of a incentive in a way.
And then there was another report by what's his name? Daggone it, Matt. No. The guy's name is Matt.
The guy, a coach?
No, Matt Miller.
Miller.
Matt Miller reported that the Indianapolis Colts' top draft board quarterback is Will Levis.
Yeah,
Okay.
and who's Matt Miller?
He's a reporter for NFL.com, I think.
And how would Matt Miller know?
Yeah, possibly.
Come on. And they've also reported that 6 teams have contacted Arizona about moving up to the 3rd pick. They've also reported that Tennessee is one of those teams. They've also, it's all bullshit season.
Bullshit.
Arizona's the one that's putting that shit out. So they're trying to drive up the price.
They also reported C.J. Stroud was hard.
I can put a lot of in a bag and put a guarantee on it. If you need
it. And what's coming out this afternoon is that there's a very strong possibility that Houston is not going to take a quarterback at number 2. and they're going to take Will Anderson. So, because
I've been stating that that's a possibility this whole time.
Yeah. So that'll throw the draft
need
into
a big time pass rusher. And
yes,
there hasn't, they haven't been in a position to get one in forever. So, and they have a quarterback.
The Cardinals need one, though.
He's not great, but yeah, the Cardinals need one. Here's my thought. If Will Anderson is drafted number 2, Cardinals ain't moving.
Yeah, they'll go with Jalen Carter.
They'll go with Jalen Carter.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. The only way they trade back is that they trade back just a few spots in hope that one of those 2 guys will still be there when it's their pick.
Right.
Yes.
We are a perfect trade partner if we want to move up to 3. We are a perfect trade partner.
But there's no reason to. No. There's no reason to go up one spot for no reason. That doesn't improve your quarter. If you're not going quarterback, you could. Okay. To get a better quarterback, to get a better quarterback, you can't move up one spot and get a better quarterback.
If Houston, though, does take a quarterback and the first 2 are off the board, then you could trade up to 3.
You want in case you're able to go get at
that point,
go get Ohio State.
Left is who's left worthy of trading up for, in your opinion?
Exactly.
You got to think about that when you're Chris Ballard.
Yeah, well, Ballard already said none of them were.
Well, like I said, I don't believe anything I'm hearing. I'll just have to wait until 2 weeks from tonight.
Let me ask you this: What do you think it would cost to go up one spot? A 2?
From 2 to 3, from 4 to 3.
4 to 3.
It'd probably take a second round pick.
Second round,
because you're only
probably
one.
This year's second round pick.
That's what I'm saying.
And honestly, we need a cornerback really freaking bad. And
I know that.
If I would,
there's some good corners in this draft.
Know if I would do that.
Yeah, I know. Because who knows who would. This is not like it's a big quarterback draft where you got like really ones over the other ones. You got like where you can really pick out a great quarterback and say, if this guy drops, I'm going for him. You know what I'm saying? He could. Me and you talked about this, Lawrence. If quarterbacks can drop off like that. Yeah. The Jets thing. They thought that he was the next coming of Jesus. I mean, well, even the one after him from Penn. Yeah, he thought they keep thinking it's the next coming of whatever. I mean, but they keep crapping out.
There's no guarantees in the draft.
There's no guarantees in the draft. And that's why I say even if you come up, you're spending a second round draft pick on possibly a great cornerback. You guys already got tight ends, so you guys don't really need that. But you guys there's other positions. There could be a pass rusher. There's a good pass rushers this year. There's good offensive linemen this year. I mean, you're taking those off the board that you could get on your team that could really help out that team. Yep. I mean, offensive linemen. The second round offensive linemen right now are probably a first round grade. That's how good the offensive linemen I think are in this year's draft.
I'm still saying, I think the Indianapolis Colts are still in on somebody big, because if you did not, I don't know if you noticed, they restructured DeForest Buckner to make more cap room this year.
Cleared another $2.5 million.
They cleared out $2.5 million, so they're.
I thought it was 5.
Well, they did something to his, which is $5 million, but whatever they did, it cleared up $2.5 million this year.
Well, yeah, because they have 2. He's got 2 years on his contract left.
Right. What it did, they said it pretty much made this year fully guaranteed for him. So. But it cleared up.
Yeah, they keep clearing up little bits of money, which tells me they got their eyes on doing something big.
Yeah,
whether it's re-signing people or going after one big specific person. Because they're still sitting. They're top? I think they're 5th right now.
I was gonna say they've got like
cap space.
25 million or 28 million, something like that.
Yeah.
There's only a few guys still out there that are.
Oh, there's still some good players out there.
I know. There's still some guys. That's why I said there's a handful of good players still out there.
There's still a few guys out there. There's still Rock Ya-Sin out there. They're still got, but a lot of these guys I think will be grabbed after the draft.
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins, I think he's going after the draft.
I do too. He's not coming here, but
he's not going to come to Colts.
No,
it's a trade.
No. What I think's happening is I think it's they want too much for him.
Yeah.
Where the Cooks kind of trade, where they got left Cooks, the Cooks brought him down there, and they're saying plus he had the PEDs and all that other stuff. Plus he had the injury of the thing where Cooks had a little bit of that, but he didn't have no PEDs,
Right.
And they got some great draft picks for Cooks, and they're like, you want a second round pick for this guy? No, this guy's like a 4th round pick. He's 30 something years old. This guy could fall off the cliff like that.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he will.
The Cardinals got DeAndre Hopkins during his prime for a second.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a 4th. And now
they just want a little
30.
back.
I think he's like 31, 32, something like
that.
He's
He's like 31, yeah. And they want the second round pick back. That's what they want. But they should understand this is not a 20-something-year-old DeAndre Hopkins. This is a 31-year-old DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah. Plus he has the PED and he has the leg injury. You're not going to get it.
No, and that's why they're going to wait till after the draft.
To have them come down off their hit them down off their high horse.
They're going to talk all they want right now, hoping that some teams out there is going to be willing to do it. Good luck.
The teams that have money for them are slowly itching down because they've already paid some guys for those.
I can see the Jets going after him. I can see the Jets doing it.
Well, the Jets are once they get Aaron Rodgers contract and all that stuff. They're not going to have the money to go out and get that stuff.
Yeah, they're not going to have any money left. From what I understand, they'll have like $4 million.
Dude, I always see ESPN. Oh, they're going to go get that. They're going to go get OBJ and they're going to go get Hopkins. I'm like, where are they getting this money from? I mean, I know I can move people and move stuff down, but damn, you do that and you're going to be like dead in the water for the next 20 years.
Well, that would be a perfect Jets move. So
for 1 year,
it would be a perfect Jets move.
Yeah, sounds like something.
No shit.
Come on.
You know what? Jets did that back with Favre. So
up the Roto-Rooter,
Isn't it so damn weird? Green Bay's freaking franchise quarterback near the end of his career decides to leave Green Bay, ends up going to the Jets.
Again.
Oh, just like Favre. Yeah, he's doing a Favre move.
Favre retired.
Yeah.
Back.
So if next year he plays for the Jets and then goes to Minnesota, then that's it.
Yeah. We all know it's done, man. Yeah. Then he's Alex Trebek.
Could be.
I don't think he's going to Minnesota though. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
No, I don't think he'll go. I don't think he'll do the exact same thing as Brett Favre. I don't think he'll do that. I think he's trying to get just an extra $10 million in the back.
I think he'll play one more year.
This is 1 year and he's gone. He's trying to just get a little extra cheddar in the back pocket just to ride off in the sunset. See if he can get one more ring.
We'll see. What's going on with the Patriots right now?
I've been I haven't been watching a lot of it just because all they've been talking to us about is Mac Jones, what Bill's doing with Mac. Mac and Bill are hating each other right now. And I'm like, this is all crap. I mean, I'm just going to turn this crap off for a while. I mean, it's turned into a soapbox over here in New England. So I just decided to turn it.
Sign Trace McSorley.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I see the players that we signed, but it's like I don't bother to watch the things right now just because of all the drama that's going on right this second. Because everybody seems to hate him right now. but he just had a bad year. And all the players are saying that there's nothing wrong with him. We just needed we needed an offensive coordinator. You put a defensive coordinator in the job, and it didn't work. Give the guy another year.
Yeah. It'll be like, yep. But
go out, get some weapons. I heard a guy on one draft thinking like we could go out and get what's that? Was it that USC slot receiver? I think it is. Forgive me for the names, man. I think
Addison,
but yeah, he's one of the best. He's the slot receiver. He's really twitchy.
Jordan
it could be Addison
or something.
Yeah, I think it's Jordan Addison. I think that's who it is, Jordan Addison. Yeah, really twitchy, really someone. And then he said in the second round, you go get like the tight end from Georgia, which is like Washington, I think it is, or something like that. And then in the third round, you go get BYU's offensive tackle, which he's a good offensive tackle. So of course, we drop in the first round to get second round. In the third round to get 82nd pick, 86 picks. So you get 2 third-round picks. So you pick up the offensive tackle in the third round. I think that's how he said it. But everybody throws around their draft picks. This is how it goes. I did like it, but I was like, why not just grab the offensive tackle in the first? But he did say in this, he says things can always go differently because certain players can come off the board and certain players, will be there that won't be there. And he also said, maybe one of the cornerbacks are going to be there in the first round, and you're probably going to want to take one of them, because I do like that. I do like that one. It's not. That one great cornerback. I don't have my names with me. Me and my names.
You're talking about the one from Oregon, the one they're talking about could go in the first round?
No, there's a couple that are going in the first round. What's his other name? Junior. I think he has a junior at the end of his name.
One of them is a Gonzalez or something like that from Oregon.
Yeah, I got to get up on mine. I got to get. He has blue colors in his alma mater. I don't think he's BYU. No, I think he's. Is he Penn? Is he Penn State? I can't remember. I have to go look. I have not. I've been doing some other things other than football lately, so I've been I need to kind of move back in just because of all the the drama that's going on.
Yeah.
So I've been
Christian Gonzalez. That's the one I was talking about. He's from
Gonzalez.
Oregon. Christian Gonzalez. Because they were even saying something. If we didn't take a quarterback, that's somebody that we can.
He
take.
could be the first one. Yeah, he could be the first one off the board.
No, I don't see us doing that, but.
Top 5 cornerbacks in the draft. Not quarterbacks, corner. I know.
We know those. I've heard their names before.
Corner.
I know there's a guy out of A&M, but I don't know if he's a safety or a corner. I don't know.
Here we go.
He's like number 2 out of 5.
I was thinking about maybe doing a film room.
Oh, there he is. PSU, Joey Porter. I like Joey Porter Jr.
Oh, yeah. His dad, Joey Porter from Pittsburgh.
Yep, exactly. 6'3", 193. I mean, this kid's thing. So I'm looking more at him. I know there's a Devin Witherspoon will probably go in the first round also. He's from ILL, whatever that is.
What ankle did Jonathan Taylor injure?
I think it was his right ankle, I think.
Was it?
I think.
I don't know for sure.
I'm going to have to research that and find out. because I was thinking about doing a film room on him to find out,
Well, let's see.
you know, where he's sitting at right now from last year's performance, as opposed to, you know, the offensive line and his ankle injury and stuff like that, to try to, you know, dive into why the real reason why he had a down year.
It was his right ankle.
Right ankle? Okay.
Yep.
Right ankle?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey. I had a 50
Well, that'll make things a little bit. That means any cuts to the left would have been basically taken out of his repertoire, you know, any jump cuts to the left. So
you're going to do a live draft show?
Yeah, it'll be open to you guys, basically.
Patreon members.
Patreon members will be allowed to join in. It'll be public on YouTube, but Patreon members can come in. It'll be like a little draft party, you know.
Well, you got to use other language.
If I'm on, I was going to say, if I'm on there and I go dark, if we draft Will Levis, it's because you don't want to hear what I'm saying. So
hit the mute button. Hit the mute button, and then go at it.
Hold on. So you can have some curse words. And once you're into the video, I'll just have
it's like an hour or
there could be some curse words, you know.
Okay. I'll throw something at my monitor tab and so.
Yeah.
Like you said, hit mute so we can see you, because we'll
probably that's right.
Thing.
You can see.
Yeah, don't hit stop cam. Just hit mute.
Don't hit the camera.
Pillow.
Don't hit the camera.
Don't hit the camera. Yeah. Don't do a don't do a Joe where you're like.
I didn't want him right at the camera.
I didn't want him.
Anybody but him. No, Will Levis.
We can all do our pissed off draft dance. Muted.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll have a pissed off draft dance unless we trade up. Then I'll have a pissed off draft dance.
Yeah. I don't think they should trade up. I think you should stay right where it's at and let the player come to you.
At this point, even if the Colts don't draft a quarterback at 4, I will not be upset. People will be looking for it, but I would not be upset
if you don't get a quarterback.
You know, it depends upon who falls, you know.
There's 2 years of quarterbacks. I don't know if there's 3 years of quarterbacks, but I know next year has great quarterbacks in it.
Yeah, but then you're throwing all your eggs in
I'd rather you guys get the right quarterback than just get a quarterback because you gotta get a quarterback.
But I don't want to see another 4 or less win season in a row.
I was gonna say you can't.
No, I understand. I understand that. But let me ask you a question. Would you rather spend that draft pick on a guy who actually busts?
That's the thing. That's why I would not.
That's
be
my point. That's what I'm trying to do. That,
you know.
Would you rather jump up? Would you rather jump up and get a better quarterback next year? Not just me jump up, but almost same position next year to get that better quarterback.
If you don't get a pick and you end up, I mean, if we draft Will Anderson by some magical means at 4, I would not be upset about it at all, because that's a supposedly generational talent sitting there coming in. Is it what the Colts need? Yes. Is it what they most need? No. You know, but still, you grab talent where you can grab talent. Quarterback needs to be addressed. Do I think the Colts need a long-term quarterback? Absolutely. Do I think we have it in the house? Probably not. I think the quarterback that we have right now, in Gardner Minshew, is good enough to get us 8-9 wins. Give or take, depending upon how the rest of the team plays, and injury issues, obviously. That's the asterisk for every team. So, and if we trade back, to gain more draft picks, I wouldn't be upset about that either.
Right.
It just depends upon how the draft falls in the first 3 rounds.
All right, I'm going to say one thing, and then you guys can laugh all you want. But can you really sit there with a straight face and tell me, after all the crap and shit we went through last year and all the shenanigans that Ursay did last year, that the mandate this year is you draft a quarterback?
No,
Period. Get a quarterback.
you draft the right quarterback for your scheme.
I
No,
think
you fit the scheme around the quarterback that you have. You don't get a quarterback to fit your scheme. You build the offense around the QB that you have. That's what Steichen says. That's what he wants to do.
That's on my team. It's the other way around. We got the quarterback for our scheme.
If it depends upon the team. If you're rebuilding, if you're in the midst of a rebuild, you get your quarterback first and then build your team.
Well, what the hell are we doing?
You tell me.
You can't tell me after a 4-12-1 season that we're retooling.
Are you retooling or are you rebuilding? Are you rebuilding? Are you retooling?
We're getting rid of all the fucking tools in the shed and bringing new tools in. That's what we're retooling, because the tools last year were dull as hell. Jesus.
I don't see all the tools being gone. I see we lost.
I don't either.
I don't think we lost any more talent than any other team in the NFL did.
I see the main tool gone.
Well, that's the quarterback,
right?
You know, and that's what the Colts have been. So, you know, if that's the case, we've been rebuilding for 5 straight years. You know, you can't
pretty much. Well, this is my point, and this is what I get. I just like
I just don't want you guys to be the Browns.
No, but it's like, okay, everybody sits there and talks about, you know, when Frank was here. Frank, such a good coach. It's like, wait a minute. Wait. In the last 5-6 years, what the fuck have we done? We haven't done anything. We haven't won a division. We went to the playoffs one time. We haven't won a playoff game. We haven't done anything. We are mediocre at best. What the hell? Are we gonna? Is that Chris Ballard's plan to greatness? We're gonna be mediocre for 15 years, and then finally, maybe, you know, Andrew Luck's gonna fall in our lap again. It doesn't work that way. There's no guarantee. You talk about next year, these quarterbacks next year. None of us. We don't know. These guys could be busts. How many great quarterbacks, supposedly in college, they come to the pros and they fall apart. They don't do shit.
5% are great quarterbacks in the NFL.
95% suck. So, you know, it's like it's a crapshoot. So it's like you got to take
5.4%.
Oh,
it's 5.4%.
Without any question. If you have a game-changing player at the quarterback position, you build your team around that player. Period.
Absolutely.
But if you get a quarterback that's limited, then you're limited in the design of your offense, you know, and that's the problem with all the quarterbacks in this draft. They're all limited in one aspect or another, you know?
Yes.
So and you don't just design around the quarterback. You also have to design around, you know, the talent around him as well.
The weapons you have on that team.
Absolutely. So I think Steichen can do that, but he's got to know who he's working with first, you know? I mean, his design, and I understand you wouldn't like it, but if we got Will Levis at quarterback, say we traded back to 7 and ended up getting Levis even there, you know, and, you know, that's going to be a completely different style offense as if we had gotten Stroud, you know, at 4, say, you know. It would be completely different, you know. You'd have to go about it in a completely different way in how you design that team. You know, all 4 quarterbacks are different in this damn draft. So all of them, they're all different. That's what's weird, you know, because you don't know who's going to fall. as you guys said, I fully agree with this. Players fall, and you don't even realize or think that they're going to. Shit, there might only be one quarterback drafted, in the first 3 picks of this draft. You don't know.
Well, for one thing, because there is no clear-cut number one.
Mm-hmm.
But even if let's say they're all quarterbacks are picked in the first four picks, one might only be a good quarterback in the NFL.
There might only be one guy that comes out of this that bees,
or like none of them, or none of them.
Yeah, but I was using that as an example for stat wise. Usually, one quarterback will rise while the other fall.
I'm just saying
that's usually a statistic. That's usually a statistic.
If you're the Colts and Ballard, you've got to take a swing. You've got to take a swing.
Well, you absolutely need to take some kind of a swing this year at quarterback. But I'm not going to limit it at. I would not limit it at the draft.
What I was hoping is if you guys could come down a couple spots, grab a great player, get 2 second-round picks, maybe something like that, okay, and then maybe hope AR-15 falls to the second round, and then you guys could pick him up.
I don't think
he's not going to fall out.
I know. I don't think he is, but I'm just saying. Sometimes that quarterbacks fall.
Some team will grab him late in the first, if anything, just to put behind a good quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if, the Chiefs
I like Detroit.
We'll take him and put him behind Mahomes for a few years.
Yeah. Because
just
getting
because.
Heavy. Just because. But I do like I like the Seahawks or I like the Detroit Lions to pick him up. Those are the 2 teams that I'm looking at to pick him up.
The Lions are in the market for a quarterback.
Yeah, but here it is.
Like Goff.
2, 3, 4 years, they probably want to sit him behind Goff to get him ready. That's why.
But Goff right now is playing pretty damn good football.
Exactly, but that's my point. But
he's still young. In quarterback.
In 4 years, on a rookie quarterback, then you could do a 5th-year option on the kid, get him out, just like they're doing over in Green Bay.
I want the Colts to take AR, not the fucking Lions. Hell no.
What if he turns out to be awesome? Then you don't have to face him only one time every 4 years.
Because he'll be on our team, so we won't have to face him. He'll be awesome as a Colt.
Here's the deal. I don't think whoever picks AR-15, the Colts will ever have to face him this year. I think he'll
because he'll probably at least half the year.
That's true. Yeah.
Not even the Colts starting defense would have to face him. He'll be like the freaking.
I don't think any team I don't think any team is going to put him out into the fire the first year.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't mean that he can't turn into something good. It's just
no, I'm not
ready
saying that
right now.
He's not ready right now.
There are other quarterbacks in this draft too down the line. I mean, Hooker's down there.
Oh, there's some late quarterbacks that are looking good. I mean, I think the Patriots might pick up one, maybe like UCLA's quarterback. He's decent. He was great in the Shrine Bowl.
So since the Patriots picked up Trace McSorley, you're expecting them to get rid of Jones, and then they'll draft another guy. That's what you're saying.
Probably. You never know, dude. They had with Tom Brady, they had 4 quarterbacks they had 4 quarterbacks when Tom Brady came in. Remember that?
Hooker's not going to play next year. Hell, he won't be ready to go from his ACL. He's not going to start. And the problem with him is that damn Tennessee offense. That's not an NFL offense. That's a hike the ball, stand back there, everybody spread out wide on either side, and throw the ball down the field. That is not an NFL offense.
Well, there was another quarterback that used to play for Tennessee.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the same guy that's,
I know.
It wasn't the same offense they run now. Now, don't get me started. I don't know. I trust these guys. They know a hell of a lot more about quarterbacks than I do. I trust them.
Oh, yeah.
I trust him. I have never had a problem with Ballard's draft picks. He's always drafted well. He knows what the hell he's doing. It just, It drives me nuts because nobody freaking knows. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. They don't give out any clues, and it's a long 2 fucking weeks until
And you
the
can't
27th.
give out clues. I'm glad that they are like that because you
Oh,
don't
me
wanna
too.
give other teams.
No, me
you
too.
know.
Well,
Oh, here.
I would be curious if I know the rumor running around. The Titans are one of those teams that might want to do the trade with the Cardinals. But do you really think they would pick AR-15?
No, because they already have an AR.
Yeah, they already have AR-15.
So what would they do with a third? You know,
They would get the pass rusher to go right beside
Simmons.
Simmons and be
Simmons,
one of and continue to be one of the most dominant defenses in football because that's what's carried them for the last 5 years is defense in the running game.
Yep. And there's some good pass rushers this year.
And from what I'm hearing, the Titans are expecting Willis to be the starter this year.
Really, over Tannehill, they're gonna what?
That's what I'm hearing.
Huh.
There's rumors about that. Now, I'm not saying that that's a guarantee. I'm just saying that I'm hearing rumors about that. So we'll see. You can take rumors and just throw it to the wind and figure out where it sticks.
Yeah, we just gotta wait. We just gotta wait a few more weeks.
Yep.
we're down to
It's getting close, but
He's got to know when to throw the football, though. And if Vrabel tells him, "Hey, throw the damn football, don't take off with it and run," like he did and got benched last year.
Well, that's fine. If
What
he
is
wants to continue to do that, that's fine with me.
what is it? 27th, 28th? 28th is it? Friday?
27th.
27th, Thursday.
Thursday.
2 weeks
Okay.
from tonight.
tonight.
Yep,
Well-
2 weeks from tonight.
What's funny is Malik Willis was told to throw on that down, ran it instead, got the first down, and Vrabel still benched his ass because he went against what he told him to do. So, and in all honesty, I don't blame Vrabel for doing that because you can't, he put him in that situation, wanted to see if he could pass his way through that, So I get it. DeForest even says he don't like the term of rebuild.
No, I heard of that.
Mm-hmm. Said he went through one rebuild. He don't want to hear that shit right now.
So what the hell? What are we doing? I mean, Grant, we have a lot of talent on our team.
We do. We need to find a quarterback. It is a retool. Granted, I still see it as a retool, even though we need a quarterback. You're retooling your best tool.
Of course.
I mean, it is what it is.
You're going to
The
Home
most
Depot
important
and trading
tool
in that
to
damn.
replace.
You're trading that power saw in for something else.
Yeah.
Jesus.
If we're rebuilding, that means the foundation's gone, and the foundation of the Colts is not gone.
Not now.
Yeah.
We still have a great it's about the defensive line and the defense and the running game, and that's still there.
Well, there's a crack in that offensive foundation.
Yeah,
There's
the
a crack
offensive line.
on the right side of that offensive. There's a crack there.
Yeah.
You need some spackle or something.
You
fill that
need a little
crack.
something there, Couple.
You got to watch about spackle. If this ain't done right, it looks bad.
Yeah, well, we spackled it last year and we saw how that worked out.
Yeah, we
Right?
Maybe we'll use cinder blocks this year.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
We've
I
been
mean-
Hey, our spackle on offense on our team looked like
we tried to fill those holes with paper mache last year. It just didn't work.
Didn't work.
We've been the
right
kings of spackle.
what Elmer's glue don't work. No.
Little Elmer's just doesn't seem to cut it.
Not anymore, man. Not with that
I'm
gorilla stuff
surprised that
out
we
these days.
haven't I'm really surprised we haven't picked up anybody in free agency for the offensive line.
Oh, the offensive line. Yeah. I was surprised you guys didn't pick up. I'm surprised the Dolphins didn't either. I really was. That really astonished me.
I think.
I mean, they know it's a problem.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think that they plan on addressing it in the draft. From what I'm seeing, they've drafted offensive linemen damn well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, damn well. Ballard's group. It's the guys that they have grabbed free agency.
That suck.
Outside of Mark Glowinski, right?
Sam Tevy, Matt Pryor.
Yeah, all these guys, they sucked ass, you know, Davenport. So I think they're going to lean on drafting that, which I'm good with.
I'm too.
Especially this year. Yeah, lean on the draft on offense this year. They got there's some good guys in the draft this year for offense.
I wouldn't be surprised if, holy crap, man. Could you imagine if we got like a second round offensive lineman, like another Braden Smith, but for right guard, and actually keep him at right guard rather than move him to tackle? I honestly think Ryman is good enough to be a starter. And I mean, we got to remember he had a year and a half of being a tackle.
Is he right or left? You know? Is he right or left?
Left. He's left tackle.
But left tackle.
He only had a year and a half.
That's true.
Of college experience at left tackle. So he was learning on the fly in the pros.
So that's basically 2 years.
Better each successive, you know.
He did pretty well considering you know, kind of what was on his plate.
The speed. Yeah. The speed. Heck yeah. That's a lot of speed with those.
He had a lot of problems early on with the speed guys. You know, he was holding and false starting and stuff.
Of course.
But
that would do it with any college guy with 4 years experience.
Yeah. He started to clean up a lot better second half of the season under Saturday. I think that's the benefit right there of Saturday being there was, you know, he really put a new focus on the offensive line.
Yep.
You know, and I think that helped out a ton.
And Ryman wants to be coached.
I
mean, he wants to be coached.
Yeah.
He's got a great attitude.
So I think if we get ourselves a right guard in the draft, I think we'll be set.
I'm good with that. As long as we don't drop back from 4 to 6 and pick a right guard for the 6th pick of the first round. As long as we don't do that, we'll be good.
If you guys get one early and then get something to put in there late to help you out for depth.
I don't think
you don't need
Quentin Nelson in this draft, dude.
No, I was ready to say that.
You don't think there's depth? No, I don't mean starting. I mean depth as in case someone gets hurt.
Oh, there's definitely. I have this feeling that the Colts are going to draft a guard either second or third, second or third round, and then they'll probably pick another guy like a swing tackle or something,
around the 6th,
another guard, or probably 6 or 7. That's where I'm looking at.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you got to get someone late.
They'll do that, and they'll pick. I guarantee they'll pick up more depth pieces from free agency after the draft's over, before the season starts. They'll work on that until the season starts.
As long as it ain't Teddy or what's his face, we're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always got to go for your UDFAs, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of you. I mean,
we have a history with
Saturday
that.
Was a UDFA.
That's right. We got a good history with.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So do we. We get one. We almost get one every year.
We've got like 20 years in a row. We had a UDFA in our.
Yeah, and then that broke the year before last. I think it was.
Yeah, year before. Year before. Yeah.
It was the first year in since Peyton Manning was quarterback that we didn't have a
20 years.
We're still running it, man.
But yeah, another thing that they do well is have the local walk-on tryouts. You know,
they already had that. They had that yesterday, I think.
Yeah. A lot of times we pick up some decent guy. I mean, that's how we got Jack Doyle. You know, so
That's amazing.
Those guys work.
Cathedral High
Those
School.
guys.
Yep.
Right?
Those guys put in a lot of work. That's why I like preseason, because you get to see those guys play.
Now, I'm just going to inform you that I might get a text that my friend needs a ride to work.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to ride his scooter today or not, because I think it's supposed to rain tonight.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think so.
We already
It's supposed
had
to be
ours,
good until Sunday.
Yeah,
Last I checked, it was supposed to. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep.
that's what they said around here until yesterday when I grabbed my lawnmower and got it out. By the time I got it out of the shed, I had a big thunderclap and boom.
Yeah. We got an
2
inch of
days
rain
ago,
today.
I had looked at the future cast and it said rain on Thursday. So,
Yeah.
and then apparently that's changed.
It came through. It came through today, and it's nice and it's cleared right now. But it came through today, man. All day long, it was dark.
Chance of rain yesterday, and like I said, time I grabbed the lawnmower, just got it out of the shed. It dropped.
It wants to come down.
We've been getting rain all the time, man. We are so soaked around here. We're gonna get moldy.
Huh.
It hasn't even in the summer hasn't even started yet, dude. Usually the June is when it really starts coming down.
I am glad that it's not going to rain until Sunday, because I still got a lot of my dad's stuff sitting in my backyard, or stuff that was in his garage sitting in my backyard just out, because I don't have a shed or a garage, and I don't have a place to put it in my house that's, because it's all soot covered.
Right.
The one thing that I did get cleaned up was the chair and brought it in, and it still got soot on it, but I got the majority of it off, so it's not terrible. And it's been sitting there for 7 years, so the smell, but soot still spreads.
Yes.
Slides off onto everything it touches. So
yes, I know.
Didn't your dad have a Roadrunner or something?
Huh?
Didn't your father have a Roadrunner car?
Super B.
Super B. Okay. Sorry.
Oh no. A lot of people mistake those two vehicles.
Well,
yes, sir.
I couldn't remember.
The one thing the one thing is the horn that distinguishes it.
Well, the Roadrunner has that damn high fin on the backside.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Oh.
Well, that's only 1 year. That's a Super Bird.
Yeah.
But the regular Roadrunner would come with a beep horn.
That's right. Yeah, they came with the beep.
Purple. Roadrunner logo on it. What year Super B is it?
70?
70? Oh, nice car. That was a one-off. That was a 1 year.
That was the 1 year.
1 year, yeah.
Yeah.
The 70 Roadrunner and the 70 Super B were that 1 year body style. Usually they ran a couple years in a row, but yeah. And it was a unique. I had a buddy of mine had one orange one.
The Super B that year came stock orange with a blue pinstripe.
Yeah. His was white. They had white hockey sticks on it.
Nice cars.
Yeah.
They don't make them like that anymore.
They do not. They do not. If I had money, I would get me an nice old car like that.
That sounds like a big. That sounds like a big block. I don't care what you do.
You can feel the engine when you're in the intersection. You can feel the engine of one of those cars.
Oh yeah. When I was young, the car I wanted was a Mach 4.
I like that. I like that car. Yes, I'm a GTO guy. A Pontiac GTO. I love a Pontiac GTO. Super sport.
The Judge.
Yeah.
I'm a Charger guy.
Give me a Barracuda. Yeah. That's right. Give me an old Barracuda.
Oh yeah, Barracuda. Hell yeah.
A Barracuda or a Cuda?
Cuda.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking.
Cuda.
Yeah.
Not Barracuda.
It makes a difference.
Big difference.
I've got a buddy of mine's got two Barracudas, both he inherited from his father when his father passed away. And the 70 model is a 3-speed on the floor with a 6-banger in it. and he wanted to do something. I said, leave that thing alone. I said, because every one of those cars that had a 6-banger in it, most of them all got somebody put another motor in it, and
Right.
it's not going to be near as valuable as your original slant 6 3-speed on the floor. Trust me.
So Ford brought back the Mach series.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, now their freaking Mustang looks like an SUV.
Yeah.
What a joke.
It also looks like a piece of plastic too.
Well, that's true. But I mean, what a joke. Come on, man. You call that a Mustang? Good Lord. Tells around. Call it a Pinto if you want to use an old name.
It does. It does look like a damn van.
God.
But it's electric. It's electric. It's electric.
Oh, man. Maverick, Pinto, something, but not a Mustang. What the hell's wrong with them people?
Don't redo the Mustang. It's like that's like a classic, dude. You can't. It's like trying to. It's like, oh man.
Reincarnation of the Mustang came out, years ago, a few years ago, and last year was the last year of it.
Yeah, I know. It just it was. I was like, why? I was like,
well, because it looked like an older Mustang.
It was. I'll give him this. It wasn't a bad job, but I mean, it's like, man, put a lot of metal on it and make it look good and give it a really fucking good engine. Where you really fucking feel it.
You get a Coyote in it. I mean, but no,
yeah.
metal on a car anymore. It's kind of passe as far as automotive industry is concerned.
I know, no doubt. I mean, I wonder why the old ones held up real well.
As long as you kept them clean and not let them get rusty, depending upon where you live.
It's true. I'll give you that. I live in Florida, and I've seen some guys, and they still have them, and they're doing just fine. Yeah. But I can understand up north. You got to check your underbody every once in a while. Make sure the salt isn't,
Yeah, you got to keep it clean.
Yeah, you got to keep it clean.
Keep it in the garage if you can. But I mean, I know Chrysler Mopars, you could get it undercoated from the factory back then too.
Mm-hmm.
Still had to keep it clean. Still had to keep it clean. And the areas around the front fenders where they drop down in front of the doors, you got to clean that valley out down there at the bottom. Otherwise, leaves and everything else get in there, and any car's going to rust.
I know. Trust me. Even my old. I had an older BMW, a 90-something BMW, and man, I'm telling you what, I had to pull the hood up, the thing up, and I had to get in there with a wet vac or whatever. It's like a dry wet vac, and I had to suck all those leaves up in there. Yeah, because we lived over in another area, and it had oak trees everywhere. So every time the leaves came down, it was just like, I don't even know how they got in there, but they got in there, and you had to get all the oak leaves out of there and everything. I mean, it's like crazy.
They get in the windshield.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they go. That's your
What's up with all these car companies trying to bring back the old, names, but they're not anything like Chevy.
What they used to be.
Chevy brought back the Stingray. But now it looks more like a damn McLaurin than what a Stingray looked like.
Right, because they want to put their own spin on it. Because they want to put their own spin on it. They don't want to make it like the old car looked like, because they want to invent themselves. They want to do some inventation, but they want to put the old name on it to sell.
That Stingray they ever made was a 63 split window.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like when Pontiac brought back the GTO. That thing did not look like a GTO. Oh my God! Nowhere close.
It's like the Firebird. It's like the '79 Firebird. It's like the '79 Firebird. Fantastic car. I love that car.
Yep.
But it don't need to be re-released. It was awesome. We know Burt Reynolds made that car. I mean, I bet that sold the crap out of that car, making Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, I had one of them.
He was using a '77, different front end.
Oh, a different front end. Okay.
The 77 78 had a different. That 79, they put it basically a piece of plastic all the way across, except for the 4 headlights. It was ugly.
Okay. Well, thank you for enlightening me on that one.
Ruined a beautiful car, because
yeah.
Another buddy of mine bought a '77. He still owns it.
Yep.
There you go.
It's got the
Okay, that's
grill in it, and you know, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
it is. It's a gorgeous car.
The one time I was ever mad at my dad.
Thank you for telling about that.
The only time I ever got mad, like really mad at my dad, I was 18 years old, and I was looking to get my first car. I had some money saved up. I wanted to buy the car my dad was driving because he was getting rid of it at the time. And I wanted to buy it. He sold it to his best friend for $300 freaking dollars.
Oh no.
And it was a 79 Z28.
He ain't gonna let you have that, dude.
Now,
my dad had a Z, dude.
The 79Z body style was freaking awesome.
It was, dude.
It was freaking awesome. It's not like the 80s Z's. You know, it was.
My dad had a like a 70s.
You know, had the vents on the side and all that.
Yeah. Body started in 1970 and went all the way through the through the 70s.
Yeah, my dad had one too. He was a big Z guy, dude.
But Matt, you're right. I think the reason he did not sell me that is because the exact reason of why it ain't around no more, because 3 months after his best friend bought that car, he wrapped it around a tree.
Yep.
There's a lot of those in the.
He didn't know how to drive it. He didn't know how to drive it.
You know what my first car was? 1973 Vega.
Yeah, the old Vega. Yep.
I love that car, and if I could get my hands on one now, I would get one.
My first.
I had an '84 Volvo DL.
An Auburn.
72
Nova. Nova.
I had a Volvo DL. It was a Swedish car, just like anything, but it was built like a tank, dude. My parents made me learn because it was a stick shift. My parents made me learn stick shift. They go, "You gotta learn. They can drive it," and I had to share it with my brother.
I went from dreams of having a 79 Z28 to end up having to have an 85 Cavalier. Okay, huge difference.
Big difference.
I went from my dream car, 72 Grand Prix, to a Vega.
My wife said her first car was a Buick Skylark. What year?
Yeah. We all had crappy cars when we were young. Your first car is crappy. Mine was, I called mine Doo Doo Brown because it was the color.
You fix it up. You have to, you know.
You got to do what you can.
A piece of crap, and you got to mold it.
But honestly, it gave us freedom. It got us from one place to another, and that's all that mattered with me and my brothers. Because for a year I drove, because me and my brother are 20 months apart, and I drove all my friends around.
Back in the day, you could take any car, slap a pair of air shocks on it, some Kragers all the way around it, and you were good. You were good to go.
Yeah. I was fixing to drop a 354 Chevy 4-bolt main in mine. I had the kit, the adapter kit and everything, motor mounts and everything all ready to go, sitting in the garage with the motor. And the guy rear-ended me. Coming back from the Halloween haunted house. That took care of that.
Trick or treat.
Oh, man, I was so pissed. Oh, God. Because I had
someone rear-ended me, they would get the full brunt of the problem.
And this guy was driving a company car, right? He made the mistake of giving me his business card because I didn't hear from him for about 3 weeks. So I called his place of business. He was putting his car in the shop the next day because it already had some front end damage on it. And he didn't tell his company, and I called the company, and the secretary says, "Hang on a minute." She got the general manager on the phone, and I had the guy's name and everything else on there. And he said, "Can you drive the car?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Can you bring it up here?" I said, "Sure." So I took it over to his place, Brown and Root. Took it over to his place, handed him the card, and he fired the guy, which he should have. The guy was paid. He paid for the damage to the front end that caused in the. Because he hit me and I hit the car in front of me.
Right.
The only thing I did to the car in front of me, though, was put a little doink from my front bumper in their rear bumper. That's all it was, a little doink. It straightened out my front bumper, pushed it back into the grill. But, I was like Jeez. I was fixing to have a Vega from hell. A buddy of mine had a station wagon with a 350 in it. He put a pack of cigarettes on the dashboard and tell you, grab that pack of cigarettes. You know, when I gas it, you couldn't get anywhere near it. You were pinned in that seat. I couldn't wait. Probably the best thing that happened to me was hit me in the ass end, but I made it to 65, damn near 66.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I still love my Vega. I like I said, if I could get my hands on one now, I would. I really would. I like the car. It looked like a little Camaro, like a mini Camaro.
No, you don't even see those cars anymore.
Oh hell no!
You don't even see them around.
Nope. Several years ago, I found a Cosworth Vega on eBay.
Wow.
Yeah. But hell, the Cosworth engine was worse than the engine that was in the car to start with. So.
But it sounded cool.
Yeah, it did that. It ran like hell until it didn't.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you guys, I have went to, when I was young, I don't know, 14, had a neighbor that used to take us out and go all over the place. You know, we went bobsledding at Pocatello National Park and actual bobsled. It was freaking awesome. But she took me to Auburn, Indiana, to the car museum there. And dude, they had some cars there. I was freaking, for instance, right? They had the DMC Back to the Future car.
Oh yeah.
The DeLorean.
Mm-hmm.
The DeLorean.
And what they're famous for is the Duesenbergs that they have, because that's where they were built.
the Duesenbergs, yeah.
Yep.
I like the Cords.
Yep.
And the Auburn Boattail Speedster.
Yep.
God, what a beautiful car that was. But I was been a Cord fan.
Yep. Oh, yep. The Cord Duesenberg.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine finding one of those in a barn somewhere?
Oh, jeez.
I watch Pickers, so I have, yes.
I used to watch Pickers, American Pickers. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that show, man. It's hard not to watch that show.
It's like Antiques Roadshow, you know. I mean, you sit there and get lost.
I know Antiques. I watched the Antiques Roadshow with my mom, dude. I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
That was my wife and I watched every Monday when it came on here.
Yep. Yeah, I miss. I mean, they still have it. I guess it's still. Running.
Yeah. It's still on.
Yeah.
The one episode that I remember the most was this dude brought in a blanket that was an Indian blanket, and he had it like hanging up, and this guy like stood there, and it was an old guy that brought it in, and he's like, yeah, it was given to my great grandpa, you know, by some chief. And the guy sat there, and the guy that was you know, going over the blanket and talking about it, and he's like, yeah, you got a piece of like North American history here. You might want to sit down when I tell you how much this is worth.
Right.
This was back in like 1989 or some crap, you know. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna want to insure this for about $1.5 million. Because I guess it was like Sitting Bull's blanket or some shit like that, you know.
Jeez.
But like his no, it was his his piece, like his where he would sit down and form
Peace
like
pipe?
treaties and stuff. Like is what he had. It was, I guess it covered the entire. It's what people sat on inside, you know.
The teepee.
Yeah. So it was apparently worth a crap ton, and I was just like,
Yeah.
How do you not know you got something like that? You know?
Yeah, you don't let the kids take that blanket out and play with it in the yard.
No.
No. So many people like, oh, I found this in the attic. What's it? Is this worth anything? And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
You see a couple people that where they're like, oh yeah, this is worth something, and then like 99% of everything is like, nah, dude, you got some brass and glass.
You got garbage, son.
Yeah.
I know most of it. Most of it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's worth $10.
You would think that they would have to have some kind of documentation to prove that was his blanket.
Well, it something to do with the way it was weaved, and there was a bunch of crap that he went into.
Well, here it is. A lot of it has the decorative stuff that's on it. People know by history that it was his certain decorative thing that he used, and only he used back then. And that's one reason. And no one is allowed to do anything like that in the Indian culture.
Well, and then on top of that, you know, you can tell if it's a remake.
Yeah, when they do the antique
copy.
roadshows, I always wonder what do they do, and it's not that. It's they take it from you thing and they will give it back to you, but they go through and they look at the stitching, they look at all this stuff to make sure it's all good, and they come back with you and they've done all this stuff to it to make sure it's all real, and they go back and look at pictures, different things like this, research history and all this stuff that you can't do, that you don't have none of this stuff, and then they do it, and then they tell you about the thing. That's why it's like hung up beautifully in the background, and then he explains it all because he has all this research that he's done.
Apparently, I remember, you know how after something big like that is announced and they talk about it, and then afterwards they'll have like some words put up about what happened to that item or something like that. Apparently, this dude was renting it out to museums, which fuck, I would.
I would do the same thing because here it is. That it protects it also. Mm-hmm. If you rent it out to museums, it protects it because they have it's put behind something. It's protected. It's locked up. So yeah, I have no problem
have
doing
curators that are able to keep it,
keep it
updated and cleaned and all that shit.
If I got a 30 hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of beautiful artwork that was done by maybe $1 million, that's done by a great painter, I would put it in a museum. I would not keep it. I would go by and it says, because he'll say on there, on loan by such and such.
Yeah, right.
And then you go through it. It's yours, but it's there because it's locked. It will drop down, or they will put it, and they'll put things on there to protect the thing in case anything happens. And it's under lock. It's under security, locked, armed guards, everything. So it cannot get hurt. Where if you put it in your house,
make a scene, be like, "This is mine. I'm taking it now." Yeah.
Unless you're in Europe, some eco kid super glues his hand to it.
Yeah.
It's better than having it in your house where someone can break into your house because they know it's there, and they will bust it out in a heartbeat from your house.
Well, that's my friend asking for a ride. So,
all right, brother.
Back in about 15.
All right.
All right. Talk to you guys in a minute.
We'll hold down the fort so don't float away.
Yeah. Yeah, if you watch that movie, I was just watching it the other night. It's called the Woman in Gold painting. It's a very famous painting, but she finally got back because it was stolen from the Nazis, and then she finally got it back from, I think, Belgium or one of the European countries. Yeah, she finally got it back through reparation because it was stolen, and it was her aunt that was on it. Right. That was the picture of her aunt, and actually the name was changed because of thing. It's not called the Woman in Gold anymore. It's called the name of the woman that's in the painting, and it actually now sits in it did sit. I think she sold it. I think at the end of the movie they said, but for a while it was sitting in a New York thing. Now he probably has it thing, but he bought it for, what was it? Almost $2 million. He bought it for almost $2 million. This guy, so he probably has it sitting in a museum also, so people can enjoy it. But he bought it for almost $2 million, and she gave the money out, a lot of the money out to certain things, and then she died a little while after that. But because she was old, but it's a great movie.
What's it called?
They're still trying to repatriate.
Woman in Gold.
Woman in Gold.
Ryan Reynolds. Is it Ryan Reynolds that's in it? Yeah, Ron. Let me pull my thing up. Let me see, make sure and double check it. Woman in Gold. Yeah, it's a 2015 movie. Helen Mirren and Ryan Reynolds are in it. Woman in Gold. It's a true story.
I'll have to watch it.
Good movie. I've seen it more than once. And they tell you that she knew the artist, everything, and whatever, and they go through all the backstory of how it got lost and everything, and how she got out of Germany before the Nazis. She kind of escaped, and they show how she escaped before everything turned to crap.
Yeah,
and they showed how she escaped.
I'd say they're still trying to repatriate some stuff that that stuff that was stolen by the Nazis. Of course, they're still looking for something.
A lot of it got burned. A lot of it, the Nazis burned on purpose. They just burned it just to be spiteful because they were losing and everything like that. Another movie with a lot of good actors where the certain American army got together. I forget the name of it right now off the top of my head. I can maybe remember it later. Is where they were going around trying to reclaim all the art, and that was their job as this American army unit. And they were going around trying to reclaim all the art. It has some good actors in it.
And it was George Clooney, wasn't it? George Clooney.
George Clooney was in it. Yes, Clooney was in it. Yes. I think like Matt Damon was in it. And they were going around and they were reclaiming the art, and they got a bit of it back, but they didn't get all of it back. And they said a lot of times the Germans would put stuff in there, even booby trap the areas, and they couldn't get in and get the art, and a lot of it burned up, they said. And they showed how much art got burned down during they got burned. Great pieces, Monets, all kinds of stuff got burned because of the Germans would just burn it because they were losing the areas. So they would just burn, they would just torch the whole place. They would just torch all the places up. And this was all Jewish stuff, owned stuff. Stroyovskis, like violins and stuff like that. And that's why there's hardly any Stroyovskis, is because the Germans killed them all, just destroyed them.
Right.
Because the Jews had a lot of things. They value great things to play on and different things like that. And
you're talking about a Stradivarius, yeah.
Stradivarius. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Stradivarius. Yeah, they killed all the Stradivariuses. Yeah, and that's why you only see very very few great violinists and cellists have the Stradivariuses, because he can't make him anymore. He's dead.
But you can imagine there's probably still a lot of stuff out there that it's
there could be. Yes, you're very correct. There could be stuff in Europe somewhere, anything, because I know that the Nazis they did a lot of under the ground stuff. Even to I think I watched I watched a documentary on it. Was it History Channel? I think it was, called Hunting Hitler, where they hunted down Hitler through the history. It said, where did he go? What happened to him? And they found out that Hitler did not die in Germany. They found out that Hitler actually lived his life out in South America. Phenomenal series. And it was like 5 seasons or something like that, or 4 seasons. I can't remember what it was, but they were doing a lot of stuff. They were actually trying to invent the nuclear weapon in South America. It's a great series. And that the CIA even knew about it, and they weren't really doing anything about it.
a lot of Nazis went to Argentina and other places in South America, but Argentina was a big spot for them.
All right.
Yeah. That's where they think. But they were in Brazil. They were in things, and that's why you have a lot of people with German names. You ever heard of Giselle Bündchen? Huh? Doesn't sound very. Doesn't sound very. Thing. Giselle Bündchen is German. She is not Brazilian. She's Brazilian by birth, but her back thing is coming over from Nazi.
Right.
The Fourth Reich.
Well, no wonder Tom got rid of her. Damn it.
Yeah, right. You don't want no Nazi.
That's right. I don't want to be married to a Nazi. Hell no. This damn chair.
No. I don't blame. I don't blame someone's past history.
No, it's not their fault. They were born into that.
Yep, it's not their fault that they were born by.
Yeah.
But you can tell she's not her height, her thing. She doesn't look all. She has a little bit of Brazilian. She looks like, but she's not all Brazilian. You could tell that she's got a little German look to her.
Oh yeah, if I didn't know who she was, I wouldn't think she was Brazilian at all.
Exactly. She's German. Yeah, she's totally German.
Yeah, you see a lot of blonde Brazilian ladies. That's not terribly common. Would be Brazilian.
That's the reason why.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it'd be fun to come across some of that stuff.
Yeah, my dad told me that. He goes, Bündchen isn't Brazilian. I go, you know what, Dad, you're right. I go, yeah, that's the Nazis.
German.
He says, yeah. Because my dad lived over in Germany for a while after the war because my grandfather was in World War II. He fought in World War II. So he was stationed over in Germany for a while.
I won't hold that against Tom.
No, I won't hold it against Tom. When you see a hot girl on a beach, No, I'm just kidding. That's not how that's not how they met. That was the first story when it first happened. Is they said they met on the beach and he was throwing the ball around, but I knew that was bullshit.
Tom married her for her money.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't no dummy. Got looks and money. Hell yeah, I'm gonna marry you.
Exactly. She's got more money.
It's better than the. It's better than the. What is it? The American.
That's for sure.
What was it? What was he? What was his first wife? Was she either the? She was a winner of the either. I can't remember. She was. I think she won the Survivor or something like that, or American Idol or something like that. I can't remember. She won one of the.
Tom Brady's first wife?
Yeah, Tom Brady's first wife. Look her up.
That's what I'm doing, damn it. Hold on here a second.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
She won something she won something big. She got to her thing. I can't remember what it was. That's where his first kid is from. Or it was just engaged. I can't remember, but I thought he married her.
The only thing I knew about Tom Brady's kids was one of his son's name is Jack. That's the only reason I remember that.
Yeah, that's the one.
He's
that's the
only
one.
been married to Giselle, so.
Okay, then it was only engaged. Then they were only engaged. They didn't get married.
Bridget Monahan?
That's it. People got pissed when he left her because they had a kid together.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it does. It's just like sometimes it's because there's a child, they get married and they end up getting divorced. 2 or 3 years later. So I mean, is there a difference? In my mind, I don't really see a lot of difference. Except the fact that
Yeah, she was an actress. She didn't win anything. She was an actress.
Okay, she's an actress. She was just an actress. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was something. Yeah, I can't, it's been a long time. You know.
She was in that show Blue Bloods.
She's in the Blue Bloods. Yep. Yeah, she got into that after they were done. They were through. I was trying to remember how they got together.
I know Peyton married his college sweetheart.
Yes, he did.
I also remember in the Sports Illustrated one issue when Peyton in his rookie year and he was at his apartment by himself, he had to call her up, ask her how to open a freaking can of soup.
That's funny.
Oh God, it was look. Peyton's freaking hilarious anyway, but that's just he was all football. He didn't know how to take care of his own damn self. Mom was always feeding him, I think, or the school was. It's crazy.
Yes, it is. Yep, should be fun 2 weeks from now. See what the hell happens.
Yeah.
It is going to be interesting. It always is. It always is fun. It almost feels like it's NFL is kind of starting back up again, but it's not really. It's kind of like a little tasty taste, and then you have to wait another three months.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, it never goes like everybody thinks it does. It's never.
Oh, it never does. That's why I don't get all into it. That's why I don't get all. I used to get into it when I was younger, but I found out that it just, nothing ever falls. I've never like the guys doing all these mock drafts. I'm like, why are you doing the mock draft? It never draft you. You'll never get the draft pick that thing. I've known some guys that will hit on a draft pick or two, but you'll never get the entire draft. Okay, you'll never get the picks that they say you're going to get. Wow. So what are all these mock drafts for anyway? Because no one's ever friggin' right about it at all.
There's only one draft that I was right. I knew who we were going to take, and that was 2012 when Andrew Luck. I knew they were going to take him. Hell, I knew we didn't know we were going to take Peyton. It could have been him or Ryan Leaf. We didn't know.
I got Mac Jones. Everybody was saying this or that or thing, and I said Mac Jones. We're taking Mac Jones, and we're going to take him. And everybody else was saying different. Everybody else was going back and forth thing, and I said, no, we're taking Mac Jones because he was a pocket quarterback. I mean, it's plain and simple.
Right.
Now he could have gone to San Francisco, but I said San Francisco doesn't play with a pocket quarterback. They have a pocket quarterback. Why would they go get another pocket quarterback? Right. It just didn't seem right to me. Bill's going to stay where he is. He's going to take a pocket quarterback. Why would it? He's one of the few teams in the NFL that likes pocket quarterbacks, and he knows that, and that's why he stayed there because he knows that all the other teams want athletic quarterbacks. That's exactly what happened.
I don't think Mac's going anywhere though this year.
He's not going anywhere in the next few years, in my opinion.
He's gonna stay there. They're not gonna
look what he did his first season. He was freaking phenomenal. Probably one of the top 5 best rookie quarterbacks in the NFL, which nobody points out. Then he goes totally to the opposite side in his second year. Okay. Well, what did he have his first year? He had a great offensive coordinator his first year.
Right.
His second year,
he
has a defensive coordinator. He didn't have an offensive coordinator.
Right.
So you're going to tell me he does these great stats, this great thing, a lot of touchdowns. He was great in the red zone, and now he does crappy in the red zone. He does nothing without offensive coordinator. Now you want to now all these guys want to throw him under the bus. No, it's just freaking clickbait. Okay?
Yep.
That's all it is. And that's why I don't want to listen to it, because it's all clickbait.
Yeah.
I still have his jersey in my room, and I'm just going to stay in my room. And now my Brady's in my room, and now I can wear that if I want to, because guess what? Brady's retired.
So far.
Yeah, he might come back.
Yeah, so
He
far.
ain't coming back. He's
So
retired,
far.
man.
I don't know. He looked pretty damn healthy out there in the beach. He looked pretty fit and ready to go.
He looks. You want to looks fit for? Not this year, but next year. He looks fit for starting his Fox career.
Yeah.
He's getting paid. He's getting paid as much as he did as a starting quarterback.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't blame him.
He's being nice. What he's doing is he's being nice, and he's letting what's his name, Greg Olson, finish out his other year with Fox. He's just, that's what he's doing. He's being it polite. Now Greg Olson's pissed how much Tom Brady's getting. What do you expect? I mean, Tom Brady's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Right.
He's going to be on. He's going to be on the games, announcing games. Now, can he announce games for that much money? We don't know. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't know if Tom Brady can do it or not, but he might be able to. And if he can, I'm telling you what, he's going to be one of the best. He's going to be one of the best known announcers in the on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's just like Peyton. I'm sure those networks offered Peyton a shit
A
ton of money
shit ton of money.
to be on there. You know, because you know damn good well he could do it, and he'd be hilarious doing it.
ESPN
So,
wanted him bad.
I'll tell you this. Tom enjoys money coming in.
Right.
He knows he's not great at commercials. Peyton's good at commercials.
Oh yeah.
Tom Brady's not.
Wow.
Tom Brady doesn't really care to be in the doing all these ads. Now Giselle liked Tom doing ads, but I don't think Tom liked doing ads. But here it is. When he's on the thing, he just has to get on the mic. He doesn't have to be on television. I mean, sometimes he has to be on television a little bit, and
Right.
Right. But he's doing football. He's not doing someone else's stuff that he doesn't know how to talk about it and whatnot and read lines. Here he's not reading lines. He's just talking off the cuff about football, and I think he thinks he knows he can do this. Talk about football. He knows everything about football. He's like a Bill Belichick for football players.
Yeah.
He knows about football. He thinks he can,
This is why I
call
love
plays.
Promo.
I'd like to hear him and Peyton call the game together. That'd be a hell of it.
Oh, I know, right? Because I think he was on the Peyton cast. He's been on the Peyton cast.
Yeah. Was.
So he understands what it's like to be on the thing. And I don't think I watched that one, but I think I heard he did pretty good when he was on.
I watched it, and it's amazing. You sit there and listen to them. Both of them go back and forth. And it's like, holy shit, this is a whole different language.
These guys know. These guys know. Yeah, exactly. These guys know what the heck they're talking about.
Yeah. And
This is a foreign language, what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm sure if Tom had any angst about doing it, Peyton probably.
Yeah, watch. Peyton's going to get in on it once Tom's doing well on it. Peyton, you'll see Peyton on Peyton jump on Sunday or something like that, or whatever. ESPN, he'd be like, I want to start announcing. I want to start doing play-by-play.
He's making enough money doing what he's doing. He doesn't really need to have a
Yeah, look at Lawrence. Lawrence said, "Yep."
big gig.
He'll
Oh
just
no,
keep
I
doing
was
Manny
talking to
Cat.
my wife.
Oh,
She
okay.
was asking me questions about Minecraft.
I don't think Peyton will ever get into broadcasting. He'll do his own thing with Eli. They'll keep that up, but I don't see him.
That is fun to watch. I'll tell you what, I enjoy watching that when the Monday night game is like
And I don't have
dog.
dumb announcers on the Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Oh, when the game is bad and you don't like really watching the game, but you just want to watch a little football, you turn over to them and you listen to them. Plus, you have the game in the background, kind of. That's fun to do.
They make it interesting.
They make it interesting.
Yeah, so what we need to do is take them away from Monday Night Football and have them do Thursday Night Football, because those games are freaking awful.
Oh, man. Is Thursday night bad? This last Thursdays were bad. I mean, it's like they were supposed to be the best games, and it turned out to be the worst games. And we only had one bad Monday Night Football game, and that was that Giants game.
Yeah.
That Giants game was just filthy. And all the rest of the games on Thursday were just like, you picked these games to do Thursday night games on Prime?
To be fair, when they did choose them to be Thursday night football games, everyone thought that most of those teams were going to be interesting.
Like the Colts and the Broncos
from last year. From last year, if they played together last year, they probably would have been fantastic. But the following year, it's just the quarterback play was terrible this year for those teams. It was just other things. I mean, a lot of players probably changed teams, and it turned into just some crap play from the teams, or either one team was getting blown out to hell.
And then there was Al Michaels. Ugh.
Oh,
I cannot.
The problem, and it wasn't, in all honesty, the problem with Al was if it was not an interesting game, he didn't know how to make it interesting.
Interesting. He does better with Chris Collinsworth. I think they do better together. Him and Chris do better together. Even though I'm not like with you, Lawrence. I don't like Chris that much. But when they're together, they work better together.
I got an idea. When we take Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth, put them together, and let them cover the CFL.
There you go.
Wait a minute.
But man, we also need to stick Joe Buck back into baseball.
We need to stick Al Michaels back
and I think
into baseball. That's where he came from. He needs to go back. I can't stand him.
Okay, Al Michaels is fantastic at hockey. I wouldn't mind bringing him to hockey. Okay, I watched him some hockey. Okay,
Bring him to hockey. I don't watch hockey anymore anyway.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Know.
I know you guys aren't hockey guys.
Well, I got into hockey while we had a minor league team here, but I can't get into professional hockey because I don't have a team to, there's.
I know, I understand. I'll get at this. Okay, the only Al Michaels game I watched hockey was probably my first hockey game, so I don't have much to go on with him, so I can't really say that because it was just the Miracle game back in 1980.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you believe in miracles?
I never did like him. Never did.
The Colts. Or not the Colts. The Indianapolis had a hockey team for like 11 years.
Yeah, the Ice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I still didn't watch it.
Was it AHL? Was it AHL or was it NHL?
It was AHL.
Yeah. No, I think it was AHL. I don't think it was NHL because I watched a lot of NHL.
Right? And then they went from IHL to CHL.
Okay.
And then they were done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an IHL team.
In 04.
Yeah, well, see, I started. We got a minor league team here. I used to go to the games. I went to the first hockey game I went to. The next day, I went down and bought season tickets. I still didn't know the game, but it was a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, isn't it going live? Isn't it going live? It's awesome to watch live. I tell you what, you have a ball watching live. I've been to an NHL live game, and it is just. I wish I had one here in Orlando. I do. Yeah.
Because you can't go to Tampa. You can't go to Tampa to watch a game and come back, and it's like an hour and a half drive.
Disney on Ice.
One way. It is not Disney on Ice with sticks. Okay.
we used to get off work. We used to get off work a little early and go to Fort Worth from here, and that's 240 miles from here.
And it is. I'll tell you this. Hockey's a little different than when I used to watch it like religiously. Okay, it was a lot more smash mouth when I used to watch it religiously.
I remember jumping into my Discord channel a lot and seeing you guys watching hockey all the time.
Oh no, we were. That's because they're not on they're not watching more. But I do watch hockey. I do watch hockey. My Bruins are doing wonderful right now.
Like I say, I don't have any team to really root for. And same thing with baseball. I cannot watch baseball on television. I absolutely cannot watch it. Go to the game, it's different.
Yeah, I can see that.
We had a minor league baseball team here. We used to go. Of course, we go to the game, sit down at third baseline by the beer garden, and get blitzed. But hey, we had a good time.
You had an atmosphere that helped you through the freaking lull points of the game.
Yeah,
right.
When I used to live in Houston back in '77, my wife and I, and of course my daughter was an infant, so they didn't charge. Her and I could go to a baseball game and get a beer and a couple of hot dogs cheaper than for us going to the movie. So we go to the baseball game and sit up in the nosebleed seats by ourselves. Basically, you can see the whole field, and we just we'd watch a game and she when I got her to go to a baseball game with me down there, she got into it. So she said, "Hey, we're going to the game tonight," and you could always get tickets, so you didn't have to worry about buying tickets early or whatever. Because back then, the Houston didn't fill the Astrodome ever.
We won the President's Trophy.
But I got to see Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, Joe Morgan. I saw Hank Aaron hit his 713th home run. Just stuff like that. It was just, but going to the game, going to a baseball game, I can do it. Baseball on TV, I might as well watch golf, which means go watch the paint dry and the grass grow.
Oh, it's live in the second. Oh, we could actually pass. They're playing. They're in the second right now.
Now, if they had, I don't know if you remember a beer commercial a while back, they had what they call full contact golf. I could watch that. That would have been
full contact golf. There you
full
go.
Contact golf. Yeah, that was interesting. Watching the guy putt while his defensive line was coming at him. It was fun.
Bruins are.
I can't watch it.
Yeah, Bruins are playing for the record right now for the most points ever scored in in history. They'll be tied with Montreal's 135.
Yeah, they got off to a really great start this year. Bruins did.
Mm-hmm. So they're playing Montreal right now, and they're down 3-2 in the end of the second.
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment if they get that. That's a real accomplishment if they tie that.
Absolutely, it's big time. I used to watch
because they had Montreal had like 9 All-Stars on that team.
Yeah.
But yeah, you still have to put you still have to put though that Montreal did not get the ties in those games. They didn't get the extra point on ties in those games.
Yeah.
So you still have to put that in a thing. So it technically won't be the same because they didn't get the ties.
Yeah.
And they have the All-Stars, so you got to put that in a sense. So,
it's like the NFL guys that would rush for right at 1,000 yards in 12 games,
right?
And then 14, and then 16, and now 17. I mean, every record on the planet should get broken, in the next few years, just because they're playing that extra game every year.
Yep.
Which kind of.
On NFL, yeah, because they're playing that extra game, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine Jim Brown playing today's football game? Oh my!
Oh yeah, because he only had 14, correct?
Beast.
Yeah.
Was it 14 when Jim Brown played season?
Didn't Jim average like 6.5 yards a carry for his career?
It was
Something
fun.
like that.
Yeah, it's something stupid. It is something stupid like that. Yeah. If he had 16, 18 games to play, I can't imagine what that guy would have racked up for a season. Yeah, it would be stupid. I mean, it would be above Eric Dickerson numbers.
Yeah. Well, without a doubt. You're right. Without a doubt. Yeah. They say they think Derrick Henry's a beast. Just watch the film on Jim Brown a couple of times. You go, Derrick, who?
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
Yeah, they never put that in. They never put that in.
Type running backs, and throughout history. I mean, Christian Okoye was a Derrick Henry type running back. So and he was scary for the Chiefs. Scary.
Yeah, he was.
Jim Brown averaged 5.2 yards per carry throughout his career.
Yeah,
that's still good. That's still very good for
a career.
That's ridiculous.
For career,
yeah, per career.
For his career.
For career, that's crazy for career.
Those days, they tackle you by the face mask, and they didn't get a call on that.
Nope.
They didn't call that shit back then.
Nope.
And they hit you hard back then.
That's back when spearing was allowed and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That was back when you could drive your Cadillac onto the field and take someone out. I mean,
that was 63, averaged 6.4 yards a carry. Shit.
Damn.
Definitely a beast.
6.4 yards. That's crazy.
That's
I'm telling
where
you.
I saw that 6.4 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was unreal. I mean, people don't put him in the top. I think he's one of the best running backs
Oh
ever.
no, he's top 3 all time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't put
absolutely.
Emmett Smith in the top 5.
No. He had I'll tell you what, Emmitt Smith, the reason Emmitt Smith did so well is he had an offensive line like you would not believe.
Well,
That's where I put.
he kept playing way after
way
he was
longer
not
than
that,
Oh,
you know.
Yeah. He played in. He was like Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice played a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Walter Payton's better than Emmitt Smith. I mean,
Oh God! Well,
Oh, absolutely.
I'll take Jim Brown, Walter Payton, and Barry Sanders over Emmitt Smith all day, every day.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
Yep.
He just has the yardage because he played so long.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sweetness didn't have nobody but himself basically most of the time for most of his career.
And
Right.
then Mike Ditka took the ball out of his hands
Oh,
and gave it to Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah. Yep.
boo!
I heard Ditka say though that's the one thing that he regrets over his coaching career that he did. He didn't know. He said he didn't know how much that meant for Peyton to get a touchdown in that Super Bowl.
You see the pictures of Peyton sitting on the end of the bench at the end of the game.
Oh, that was the Patriots. Yeah, that was the Patriots game.
God, what they did to that man. Jeez.
That was against the Patriots, man. They got their ass handed to them.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody was going to
Poor
beat
old
the
Steve
Bears.
Hogan was running for his life. Every
I watched that Super Bowl. That was a Super Bowl, though, man. I'm telling you what.
I mean, they had
Only the Dolphins beat them that year.
They had one of the best defenses ever. I mean,
Ever.
good Lord.
Ever.
Ever.
There is no defense to compare to that. Yep.
No.
Mike did
close.
That 02
I-
Ravens
that-
team was pretty damn good.
Yeah. I'll look at that Ravens 02 defense. They were mighty close to that.
But
That's why they won
mean,
that Super Bowl.
that was a nasty
They had
defense.
Flacco too.
The 88 Philadelphia Eagles was a nasty defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some really good defenses in the history, but that Chicago Bears defense carried that. It was defense and running game. It was Walter Payton and the defense took them all the way through the Super
All
Bowl.
the way through. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And Miami was the only team that stopped them during the season.
Monday night game. I remember that one well.
Yeah.
Last
And
game of the
I
season.
would wonder. I would actually wonder if the Patriots didn't beat the Dolphins in the AFC Championship game, would they fare any better? I'm not to say if they but would they have fared any better? Not to say that the Bears would have.
Would they have put more
won.
than 3 points on the board? Is that what you're asking?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Would they have put a touchdown on the board? Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Because the Bears, what they did is they got better towards the end of the season. But I'm wondering if the Dolphins would have, by winning, they might have had a better momentum going into the game.
See, I grew up in the era of the fearsome foursome, the purple people eaters, the doomsday defense, the monster
Steel
Midway, the killer bees in Miami.
Yes,
Oh yeah, the Purple People Leaders. That was my
the
team.
New York Sack Exchange.
that was a good
The
defense.
New York Sack Exchange. I
New
forgot
York
about
Sack
them.
Exchange with Gastineau and Klecko and all those. I'm glad Klecko got in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He also ended his career in Indianapolis. Or in Baltimore. With the Colts.
I'll make a head call.
That was in
Colts,
Indy.
Colts also
It was
had
Indy.
the Sack Pack back in the mid 70s.
Yep.
Bubba. When that Bubba Smith.
I throw out my history lesson every week. There it is. But yeah, I watched Carl Eller and Alan Page and Deacon
Jim
Jones.
Marshall,
Yeah,
Alan
Oh
Page,
my
Jerry
God, you
Larson.
brought up Deacon.
Carl Eller, and Doug Larson.
and Deacon Jones and Merle
Merle.
Olsen,
Yeah.
that group. Bob Lilly.
The thing is, offensive. the way they played defense back then,
Oh,
these kids wouldn't survive if they played like that. These
Ray
what
Hickey,
they.
kill them all.
Could you imagine if Fred Williams still played today? There'd be nobody that'd want to be on offense.
Fred the Hammer. Fred the Hammer Williamson. Woo.
Yeah, he
Night Train Lane.
got his ass toted off. Oh, Night Train was woo.
Everybody back then had blood on their uniform when they came off the field.
Chuck
Blood,
Bednarik,
the beer.
Jesus. Some of those guys. Woo.
Well, I mean, the Colts had Gino Marchetti, Big Daddy Lipscomb,
Bubba Smith,
Marty Donovan for defensive line. They were just badass.
When did Bubba play?
Sacks back then, the way they count them now, Gino would be probably in the top 5 in the history of the NFL. They didn't count sacks back. He'd get 9 sacks in a game.
When did Bubba Smith play? What year? When did he play for the Colts?
68. He was I think he was a rookie in the Super Bowl against the Jets, and he left in 75, I believe, and went to Pittsburgh, and then tripped over a freaking TV cable on the sidelines and screwed up his knee.
No shit.
That was pretty much Bubba right there.
He tripped on a cable and screwed up his knee, but it's up there.
I think it was a preseason game too.
And then he started his TV career. So
he was drafted by the Colts in '68. He played in the '68, like I say, Super Bowl against the Jets, and then he played in the Super Bowl in 71. It's a 70 season against Dallas. But I think he left in about 74, 75. And went to
I'll never forget those Bubba Smith and Dick Butkus Miller Lite commercials. They were the best.
Yeah.
They were the best.
How about the chunky commercials from the Chicago Bears? That started the curse for the chunky soup curse.
Chunky soup curse. Well, I remember the what they call that thing? It was the rap song that the Bears did in that
Super Bowl Shuffle.
Yeah, Super Bowl Shuffle.
Yeah, I remember the Super Bowl Shuffle vividly, but I can't. Every time you bring up Bubba Smith, I can't think of Bubba Smith. I think of Hightower.
Yeah,
right.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely had a longer acting career than he did That's for sure. Oh God, but he was a beast. He was an absolute beast.
And what was he? 6'8", 6'7", 6? I mean, he was
6'7".
He was big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And quick. He had quick feet, man. He had quick feet.
Kind of remind you a little bit of defensive tackle the Colts have right now.
Yeah, except for Bubba was an end.
Yeah.
Players back then, though, they were different. God,
They played every position.
Well, they played, but they didn't get paid shit.
Oh, they get paid.
They played for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could you imagine how much money Sammy Ball would be making right now if he played in the NFL? Holy shit.
He'd make Deshaun Watson's contract look like God.
Imagine what Johnny Unitas could have made in the NFL this time. I mean, his first contract was $7,000 a year.
No shit.
Yeah, he signed $7,000 a year.
Wow.
I think didn't he play for like $6.50 a game there for a while?
Yeah, he played in a semi-pro league called the Bloomfield Rams.
Well,
he also
a lot of those pros.
He also was in the military for. He was also in the military for a few years. Didn't he have to? Because he went to Annapolis or something.
Johnny wasn't. No.
A lot of those pros, how they had other jobs besides football.
A scrawny kid, man. He was absolutely a scrawny kid. And you know, when he got drafted by the Steelers, he was their 14th round or whatever. They had 4 quarterbacks and they only kept 3. And guess who was the quarterback above him that they kept? And Johnny never even got a chance to play during the preseason.
Huh.
Wow.
Guess who the 3rd quarterback was on that Pittsburgh team?
Who?
Used to be. Let me give you a hint. He was a Baltimore Colt and an Indianapolis Colt coach. Head coach.
Marcia Baroda?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Teddy Marchibroda was the third team quarterback of the Steelers. They cut Unitas. And
Oh my God!
50 phone call from a guy to the Colts said, "You need to give this kid a tryout," and they did. And as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah, exactly.
Although he didn't start, Gary Quazzo started, but he got his leg broke. The Quazzo, not Quazzo. Oh shit, I forget his name now. Anyway, he got his leg broken the fourth game, and of course Johnny's first pass was an interception for a touchdown by J.C. Caroline, the Chicago Bears. That was his start of his career. First pass, picked 6.
Most of those guys had second jobs when they played in the NFL.
They all did. They had to.
Yeah, that wasn't their main source of income. That was
like Morrell that he
baseball guys did the same thing. What are you talking about?
Yep.
My great grandfather had to leave baseball because he got my great grandmother pregnant.
How things have changed. Jeez.
Yes.
I remember Gino Marchetti talking about he set pins at a bowling alley one year during the off season. He was a liquor salesman. He worked at the Sparrows Point Bethlehem Steel Yard there just outside of Baltimore.
Right.
And that's what they did between the off season. I know. Well, it was after he retired though, but of course Artie Donovan, he was the first Colt to go to the Hall of Fame. But he bought a country club, and that's what he did after they shut the golf course down, but they kept the country club. But
he looked like
Art Donovan talks about training camp for him. It was 12 pack. It was a case of beer and hot dogs. That was training for him.
Art Donovan looked like a football player. He was a football player.
They call it Fatso for nothing, man. His book, if you ever get a chance, you ever find his book, Fatso, read it. It is fucking hilarious. Excuse my French, is hilarious. You think Peyton's funny? They used to bring Artie up to Minneapolis, to the local Minneapolis TV station for their morning show. Just because he would tell stories and you would drop dead. People didn't have a clue who he was, but he was funny as hell. Absolutely. It was just the way he was. He was just a jolly old guy, man. Jolly old dude. But he tells stories about training camp when they had a Maryland Maryland fried chicken dinner one time about which guy could eat the most pieces of chicken.
Right.
You need to listen to this story. You need to listen to the stories. It's hilarious. It's absolutely great, especially at the very end when but he tells it. It's just so funny. It is so funny. Like I said, he's hilarious. Fatso, name of the book. Like I said, you find it, at a garage sale or somewhere. I used to have it, and I loaned it to a friend of mine. And I ain't seen it since, or him either. But yeah, oh God, he was a character, absolute character. And he said, we played football, but ain't shit, they're going to pay us to do this. And, that was great. Yeah, he was a Marine over in the Pacific, and he was part of the supply outfit, and he had cases of Spam under the boards in his tent. And he kept. Yeah, he was, like I say, he was something. Six pack of beer and hot dogs. That was training camp.
You imagine though, if these guys were still around, what they'd think of the game today. Good Lord, the way it's changed, the money that is involved in it.
Well, the guys that were in the game 20 years ago think,
Oh yeah.
Compared to even now, think it's a joke.
It's been a bunch of kids playing nowadays.
Put tutus on the quarterback, and that was years ago. That was said.
Yep.
Because you couldn't touch them. You can't touch them now. I mean, back then you could still touch them compared to what they do now.
Oh yeah, they used to kill the quarterback back in the day. I remember. Yeah, I remember back in the day they used to kill the quarterback.
Oh God, yeah. They were packing mud up John Unitas' nose one day because he got clobbered. in the face.
Yep.
And
I remember I've seen quarterbacks get all kinds of dirt inside their. Yeah, I've seen it, dude.
Yeah.
I've seen it back in the '80s. They used to drill the
That
quarterback.
is something that I
Trainer
give
wanted
Peyton Manning credit for. Was that year?
Get the ball out fast.
Well, no, he played with a broken jaw. His jaw was wired shut.
Yeah, I remember
after a
that.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he played football with a wired shut jaw.
Yeah. The Peyton could have been a throwback.
Oh, silent snap count. He probably did a silent snap count all season.
Peyton was tough. He was tough.
Because that's one thing he's good at. That's one thing he's good at is the snap counts and calling audibles and stuff like that with his things. But he just did a silent snap count.
I think, well, for the most part, he would tap Saturday's ass in a certain way.
To have the offense tell them where all the people are.
Morse code, slapping the ass in certain ways.
Yeah, you're right. You have to have someone show where because he's reading the defenses, and you'd have someone tell the offense where everybody's coming from. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, and he was great for catching them, either jumping off sides or catching 12 guys on the field. God, how many times did he catch 12 guys on the field? Defense trying to get off. He'd catch them damn near every time. He was outstanding at that. That and driving the defense nuts because they're down in their stance and he's up there barking, he's just running around hollering all kinds of shit. Meantime, these guys are down in that damn stance for 30 seconds.
I think that rule came into being because players like Peyton Manning, where if the offense changed,
if the offense changed players, the defense has time to change players.
Have time in order to change their player.
Player. Yep. Mm-hmm. Brady did it too. Brady did it also because I think he saw Manning do it. So I think Brady learned that from Manning.
Yeah, they put in all kinds of wuss rules nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
They used to go out. I mean, God, you think you said something about Night Train Lane and Fred the Hammer. Man, they used to freaking maul the crap out of receivers all the way down the field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Lester Hayes for the Raiders.
Oh God.
Stick him all over his hand.
He was yellow.
I used to see cornerbacks box the safety out of bounds, dude. No one would call anything.
No, there was no such thing as pass interference. I mean,
I know.
You had to get knocked out to get pass interference called on you. Jeez. Lester Hayes and Stickum.
Yeah, Mr. Stickum, boy. Hell, he didn't have to worry about catching it. It'd stick to him.
Stickum. They used to use Stickum on the gloves. Remember that? Or they used to put them on their hands. They used to put Stickum on their hands and the glove. I remember the one guy glove like that, and the ball's just hanging on his hand.
Lester Hayes for Raiders. Lester Hayes, he would tape his forearms. Yeah. And it had Stickum all on his forearm.
All over the good thing. So that's why they made it illegal. That's why they made it illegal, because they would put it all. They didn't start putting it all over their hands, so they would just.
Hayes look down at the inside of his leg and his socks.
Get it there.
It's just big wads of Stickum.
Yep.
Down there.
Yeah, that's why they got rid of it, because they didn't just put it on their hands; they would put it all over their bodies that are skinned, just so they could put it anywhere. So in case something happened, boom,
it
would
would
stick.
Be yellow from it, from putting his helmet on and stick to his ass. It would.
Why was the helmet so got this stuff on it? It
just reminds me so much of one of my favorite football movies of all time, The Replacements.
Look
like I just jacked off an elephant.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's funny.
I love that movie.
The old one is definitely the best one.
Well, gents, I think I've got to scoot.
Yeah, it's been 2 hours, 10 minutes. I think we've sat here and had a nice conversation. I'm sorry for having to delay it a day, but
no worries, no worries.
That's going on yesterday.
That's nice that you do that. That's nice that you do that. Help someone out.
Yeah,
no problem.
All right, guys. I will talk to you later. And
are we gonna do it next Thursday, or are we gonna do it?
Content up and going again here soon. So,
whoops.
Are we gonna meet here next Thursday or Wednesday, or what's the?
I don't know.
Okay.
I might be doing Thursday nights during the off season.
Yeah, we don't have football.
There's some guys that can't come on Wednesday nights, Michael. He can't.
Yeah.
Doc. Yeah, he has. That's why he don't show up on Wednesdays, because he can't do it on Wednesdays.
I don't mind doing it on Thursdays when it's not season. When it's season, because we had this. That's why we switched. Yeah, so when it's off season, I don't mind if we go back to Thursdays. I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
that's why we switched it, because of the season. Because I didn't want to have it on a Thursday night game. That's why we switched it to Wednesdays.
Yep. All right, ladies.
That's why I asked.
It was fun. We talked about a lot, everything from football to cars.
Back to cars.
Yep.
A little history lesson.
Yep.
Sounds
all right,
good.
guys.
Being old, I got to do something. Being old, I mean, crap. The only thing I can do is give you a history lesson.
All right, those of you watching, have a good one.